At some point during your Constellation playthrough, you get a mission from Mr. Stroud where he asks you to help his team here figure out the next ship they're going to design and sell. And they're at a bit of a conflict because, one person wants a family camping vessel, another person wants a luxury vessel, another person wants a starfighter, another fighting vessel, another person wants a science vessel, and then another person wants a cargo vessel, and they can't agree. And if you get the unideal outcome of this mission, you end up with the Kepler R, which is an unoptimized joke of a ship that misses all the marks it shoots out to hit. But being a big Class C ship, it does award opportunities for the player to, build off of. On the other hand, if you get the theoretical lore ideal outcome of this mission, you end up with this guy, the Kepler S, which is a very simple ship with a slightly strange layout, but it is like a skeletonized platform in which you can build off of and turn it into pretty much whatever you want. Now, you see, in my particular personal lore of this mission, of this playthrough, I sit down with these people at the board and I say, hey, listen, here's what we're going to do. You have all these great ideas. I'm going to talk to the board. I'm going to get us the kitchen sink budget, and we're not going to make one ship. We're going to make a series, a line of ships, one for each application, 5 ships total. And in this episode, I present to you the Kepler SS, the luxury model, tuned and modeled for the discerning customer. What an awkward intro, eh? Let us take a look at it. Its specs. I'll show you how it's put together. So what can we say about the Kepler SS? It is the S series, is the S model of the S series. It is the luxury model. It is for the discerning businessman. It is for the wealthy celebrity. It is a ship that is designed, laid out, and priced exactly for that. Like a sports car, it comes in a hot red. It's very flamboyant, but it's just for the purposes of this demonstration. You could get it in all sorts of colors, I'm sure. Let's start off with the engines. We use the Slayton 4330s, a 6-pack of these guys. They're Class A engines. They're fast as frig, bud. And we got 100 mobility because we have got this tuned up, even though we have 1800 cargo. Well, we need to have quite a bit of cargo. They might have a lot of outfits they friggin' are bringing with them to the red carpet, or maybe they're just, maybe they're an arms dealer, a rich, wealthy arms dealer. You never know what celebrities are going to get into. And in fact, this is one of the only ships in the Kepler S line that has a little bit of shielded cargo for those, less legitimate parcels that you might be traveling with. In the back end, we have ourselves a Class C reactor. The best reactor, most expensive reactor in the game, 40, because this ship's gonna have the best of best everything for the most part. We hide it tastefully in a mid-bracer, in a cap. We stick this, Hope Tech. Oh, yeah. We double glitched the grav drive, which is a 36 grav. Is it a 36? No, I can't even see what kind of grav drive it is. Oh, yeah, it's the 36. We needed a bit of horsepower to move this thing. Now, it keeps mostly the same layout and shape as the Kepler S series, except for the fact that, we did something a little bit different on the front here. Standard in all the Kepler S's, in my lore, is braking engines. Now, because this thing's designed for speed and mobility, it has dual braking engines, and of course, as a Class C ship, there's going to be some sort of professional flying it. Maybe the celebrity or the rich person, they have taken to Class C piloting themselves, but chances are they're hiring a pilot and a co-pilot. Chances are they're hiring a crew to operate this. You see, we have 4 crew, but that's just the crew, right? That's just the people who are going to be operating the ship, the handlers, the people taking care of the business. It's not going to be the actual passengers. It's not going to be the person themselves. Now we do have a large captain's quarters, and we do have a living quarters? I put a living quarters there? That doesn't make sense. Oh, no, yeah, it does make sense. I'm getting confused. I built this ship like a week ago, so now I'm trying to remember what I did here. We kept all the fuel tanks. We have 400 fuel with 4 of these tanks up here, tastefully so. So they have all the jump range, and they have a lot of fuel range. They can go anywhere. We removed the bracer in the engine bracer that goes in around the back here, and we put these nice Nova Galactic radiators. You know, we got some high performance equipment on this. We're gonna need to cool it a bit, if you can even cool something with a radiator in space. Yeah, if you face the ship away from the sun, it's cold. If you face it towards, it's very hot. So that's just a silly thing this game has. And you know, we pretend like it is supporting the engine nacelles, and we don't need those bracers. That way we could put some windows in here and some windows down there, because down here we have a 3x1 hab. That's actually an all-in-one berth. That's the crew quarters. And the crew quarters is in the front of this companionway, which has a bottom docker and the Tayo landing bay. You see, this is the only one in the Kepler S series that has the front landing bay. A person of this kind of class is not coming out of the arse end of their ship. They're going to come out the front of their ship in style. So we put that there. And as you'll see in the internal layout, we've set it up in such a way that, you know, if this ship's at port or docked somewhere, so it has to do maintenance, some supplies, well, it's not going to do maintenance while the person's on board. The general living areas for the individual of ownership are completely compartmentalized from the access points here. So, you know, the crew can get on and off the ship and go about business without having to interrupt the affairs of the ownership. We're just using the AccuLanders here, and then we have some storerooms here. I did some creative things with the cargo. I also did some creative things with the weapons. Now, of course, one of the reasons why we go Class C is because we want to be able to have some defensive power. So we have a pair of these Obliterator 250 Alpha turrets, 145 each on either side of the ship. So if some piracy presents itself, it has some very strong defensive capabilities, automated defensive capabilities. Now, hopefully this person's hired themselves a hotshot pilot that can actually do a little bit of combat, which is what these things are. Now, these particular nose caps have an interesting appearance. That looks like it does something there. And in this case, we did make it do something because we hid inside a couple of alpha beam particle weapons. Heavy hitters. 4 of them. And I don't understand how this particular glitch worked. Initially, I had this thing, you know, mounted up, come on, right there, and then I glitched it down there, and then I stuck the other one here. So we had those things completely hidden. The lore being that right there is just one big particle cannon emitter out the front. But for some reason, just like a few minutes ago when I was looking over the ship so I can remember what goes into it, I found that if I duplicate... Oh, it's not doing it this time. Oh, it's not... Oh, it'll do it now because it has nowhere to go. I duplicate it, I press OK, and it just kind of stayed there. And then I glitched that into place, and I'm not getting an error. I'm getting a nominal. That one's new to me. That one's new to me. But either way, we found a creative way to cram a pair of weapons in here. And we did have to do some tomfoolery to get a mount there. I'll show you that when we go to build and rebuild the ship. I'm just giving you tours right now. And in fact, that is the brief explanation of the exterior. I think now we should go and take a look at the interior. As mentioned, we have one common atrium here where there is the docker and the lander. And then that goes back into the crew quarters. 3x1 Stroud Hab has all the facilities you need for a crew. We have the 4 beds for the 4 crew. an area back here. You got the washroom. Always need a washroom. And we have a kitchen and eating area. But I did something curious here. I'm not exactly sure where I hid all the cargo bays, but I hid 2 of them in here. So yeah, that's a little bit of a glitch that we have here, but the idea being the player's not actually going to go down here. We just kind of made these storerooms part and parcel of the cargo bays. We could flip this around on the inside, and then we seem to have like just kind of a black spot here, and then you clip right through it right away. And yeah, I don't know. It was a silly idea. I just mostly did that because I wanted doors here to represent user occupant accessible cargo. Occupant accessible cargo. I did that on both sides. So just a silly idea. Let us head upstairs. We start off in what is a Stroud living quarters, but in this situation, it is the kitchen where food might be prepared for the ownership. And then there's a couple bunks here so that whoever's operating the actual ship doesn't have far to go. They don't have far to... Theoretically, there could be more than 6 crew. It just, you know, we're playing with the lore here. No washroom, but that's okay. They can go downstairs. And of course, the cockpit's there. And then we come out into the living area. The Stroud 2x2 living area. There's a washroom. There's a nice couch. This is...
Your ship smells so much better than Dad's?
Well, of course,
like
it's a luxury
lot.
ship. This is a nice ship. This is where our occupant gets to be. And we have our nice rear windows. And we go through into the captain's quarters. Now, here's the only problem with this. The captain's quarters represents the lore of this is the private bedroom of the occupant, the ownership. Unfortunately, Stroud gives us a rather crappy bed. There's other captain's quarters that look way more appropriate, like the Hope Tech and the Teo. They look, especially the Teo, they look a lot nicer inside, but we're trying to go all Stroud here. Maybe, you know, you could hack one in, but it wouldn't look right. Whatever. This is their private room. Again, private washroom. Bashroom. That, yes, this is now called a bashroom. That's the bashroom, bud. Yeah. Private windower. Let's just make up words now. Let's just give her. But that's the gist of it. You know, it's a small ship. It's designed to be, you know, just big enough to function comfortably. It's designed to be
I'm working hard,
fast
Captain.
as frig. It's designed to look good. Support crew, handlers, maids, butlers, whoever they want to bring with them. Have enough cargo. Let's go take it apart and I'll show you how it goes together. So we got her stripped down here just to her habitats. 2x2, 2x1, 2x1, 3x1 underneath, and a cockpit. That's a 280. I guess that's, I can't remember if that's the best one. It doesn't matter. And then we start slapping her together. So we have our companionway there. And then this tile bay just goes right there. And it doesn't seem to need any glitching. That's good. And then we have, well, we had to use a Demios Docker to get this feature, to get it underneath. Now let's see if we can remember how this goes together, because we have these Stroud storerooms. And if I did a call, go right there, and we needed to hack some cargo bays in there. So I guess I'm gonna have to figure out how that happens later. Usually you put something on the side here, and then the way I did it is you gotta snap something there, and then you can kind of flip glitch, get it posted into place there. Yeah, that'll do in a pinch. Let's just go ahead and re-simulate that on this side. I don't think this is exactly how I did it, but it's working. It's quite working. Maybe I'm going to do something a little bit different here today. I'm going to put these smaller cargo bays on here so they don't take up so much room. Because I do have another place that I'm tucking cargo bays, right? You can see there's more. We didn't get 1080 cargo bays out of just 2, what are these? 435s. Obviously, something's going to be attaching on the outside of those to support them into place, probably cowlings after. I'm not necessarily starting this in order. Yeah, really, I just took this thing apart and I'm already kind of confused. That's landing gear. We don't want that. Where is one of our mid bracers? We have this whole arrangement that kind of snaps into place. We'll just start getting things into place. I don't know if that's where that goes, eh? I did hide my shield generator, which is the Sextant 1600, underneath this guy. There's a mid bracer. Mid bracer goes generally right about there. And then our reactor goes there. Again, this isn't necessarily the order in which I built it, but that is where that's going to go. We need to find another one of our mid bracers. Whatever. I can't find a mid bracer. Let's just go ahead and keep throwing this together. I gotta get my perspectives here. Landing gear goes there. Engine goes there. Landing gear goes there. If we start building up the bottom here, it's going to be easier to follow what's going on. Another landing gear goes right about here. Another landing gear goes right about there. And that's when we start building the surrender. There's a mid bracer. See, we got to glitch that in there in such a way that it's going to hide the reactor. So, one of the good things about Stroud mid bracers is they don't have a bottom connection point. So you generally can glitch things into them and they'll have a point to attach. Not in this circumstance. We'll move this... Oh, geez, this is going to start complicating our situation. We need to bring in some... we need to bring in some consultants, I think. Let's just go over to the HAB section. Grab any old plain 1x1. Like that there. So now we can start perpetuating a glitch fest. The Glitch Festival. Did that work? No. I think we gotta start with this first. We gotta start bringing things around front too. So we almost like literally have to build an arrangement. Note down. And then we can start snapping stuff into place. We gotta get our grav drive first though, I think. Not necessarily the most efficient way to do this, but it will get it done. I'm like figuring this out all over again. Oh yeah, there's the grav drive goes down one. There's the grav drive goes down two. Apparently they had something to attach to. Not sure what. Now let's get a mid bracer to place. Glitch that down. Glitch that down. Bam. Start deleting all these puppers. Now let's get our shielded cargo into place. I had to go to the Red Mile to pick that up. And then this guy, easily. Oh, this doesn't have a flip-flip glitch, does it? No, it doesn't. All right, we have to put a placeholder into place here. Grab buddy. Then drop it down. Boom. Now we have a little bit of a reactor popping up, but it's okay because it's gold. And gold is good. Next up, we'll just shove some of these fuel tanks on. They go just generally right about here. And that's going to allow us to seat our cargo bays. Because if we go into here, We could take a cargo bay, slap it there. We could take a more different cargo bay, slap it there. Oh, it wants to go red, but we could glitch it into place. Not the most ideal place for a cargo bay lore-wise, because, you know, it's up and it's up and, you know, it's getting in the way. We will need to find a way to snap that down. So we gotta move some stuff out of the way here. Quite inefficient like. Drop one of these in there, and once again, we're gonna dupe it down. Move our shield back into place. And bam. Top of the ship is starting to come together. Where's our other fuel tank though, bud? Let's grab that fuel tank. Slap it right there. And then of course, well, we're saving that for later. The way the engines go into place. Nothing special about these guys. Just all these engine mounts and caps. Cap there. You know what? Let's just select all this for brevity and throw it into place. Got these guys. Go right about there. And they're attaching to the side of what would have been the reactor. So, you know, we kind of have to put something there because we have this Uggo sticking out that makes no sense unless we put something there. I can tell you right now, I've already done something wrong because usually something sticks more out of here. What's going on here, bud? What did I mess up? Oh, you know what it is? I've put everything too far forward. That's fine. Let's just move it back. Except now we have to battle these cargo bays again. But that's okay. Put that there. Flip, flip, glitch. Ah, you see how easy it is to actually put those cargo bays into place? Flip, flip, glitch. And that's going to hold those cargo bays. We would have gotten an error had I not done that. Yes, this makes more sense. Because now we have to fabricate some engine mounts. After I put these thruster arrays, I got some Nova thruster arrays here just to add to the mobility of this ship, even though the game mechanic doesn't actually add mobility that way. We have all these weapons. So, in order to do this, we had to employ a whole bunch of tomfoolery. Let's get lined up here. So we move that out of the way, and we stick a window into place. And then we move this out of the way, and we stick an equipment plate onto that window. Then that allows us to stick a weapon there. Which in turn... not in turn. It's not in turn. We have to put that guy there. Not necessarily in that order. And then glitch that back into place. Now, we can't glitch these engines. So we have to move the window back out of the way. In which case, now that equipment plate is floating and would give us a disconnect error. Put the engine back into place. And then now we have to very carefully sneak that in there. Okay, press flip. Flip. Oh, if we press flip, it should show up at the bottom. Yes. Glitch. Now that window should be hanging out there right where we need it to be. Now again, I did some weird thing. Oh yeah, just dupe that into place. Oh look, we can add a third one. I'm not gonna do that. Let's get rid of that one. But yeah, you see we just dupe that into place. Just like that. We can often also start from the top of this. Now it does kind of clip in there, but it's hidden in such a way that once we flip glitch this into place, you don't, like, you're not really seeing it, and our particle beams are going to shoot out of the general correct area. You know, just for lulz, let's try doing it this way. Let's just see what happens, because I don't understand why we didn't get an error doing that. Now we have another equipment plate, goes up here, get our turrets, which I just learned today is flippable. That probably explains why my turrets didn't work well for the longest time, because they were aimed in the wrong direction. I don't know what direction we need to aim these in for optimal performance. I guess it's just generally going to shoot forward. At least it looks good like that. I'm not actually going to be playing the game with this ship, so I don't really care. Once again, we need to do that glitch. So, move our engines out of the way, put a window into place. Where'd our window go? Now move it out of the way, put an equipment plate into place. We can put that back into place, flip, glitch. Grab our engine, not yet. Move the window out of the way. Now grab our engine. Now sneak our window in there. Flip, glitch. Should be asphyxiated now. Pop that there. And you know what? Do we even need that? No, look at that. We just... Really? Really? So let's just delete this thing then. Flip, glitch. Place it. Place it. Delete. We are nominal. Even with those weird weapon glitches, we're nominal. And apparently I get $79 because I deleted something. That said, about money, I did some calculations. Now you can see right there we have a value of $80,495. The old value that I had before I deleted that one equipment plate was $80,574. So I guess that's the value if you sell it. If we look in our menu, once we get out, we're going to have a value of $356,497. I have $356,849. If I sell this to Buddy and go to purchase it, the grand total is going to be $396,534. So it's not the most expensive ship that we're going to be presenting to you in the next video. But it is the second most expensive ship. The most expensive ship's industrial grade. It's going to be the cargo one, which I guess makes sense. That's a work vehicle. Oh boy, that's a work vehicle. But this isn't a work vehicle. Well, it could be a work vehicle, but it's mostly a pleasure craft. I wonder how it's going to do in battle. Now, we would like to remind the viewers once again that this is not intended to be a combat ship. These weapons are intended for defensive purposes. But like, I haven't even fired a single manual shot. Damn, these turrets are effective.
Man, their shields are gone.
These are deleter turrets, but oh my god.
Sorry, folks.
Deleters, 145 each. And now that I can aim them, they actually work. I need to go and make adjustments to all my other ships. Oh boy, bud. Well, that's it. The Kepler SS, the luxury model for the discerning clientele. Stay tuned. Like, subscribe, come back for more. I'm going to show you the other models. This thing's an absolute deleter. Those cannons, bud. Bro.